Sister, 10, plus stepbrother, 12, potentially engaging in sexual activities. How to confront this? Guess I'll give the backstory. My mom and dad had 4 kids, 3 boys 1 girl, and then separated years ago, and both have had on and off relationships with partners over the years. My dad recently had a surprise baby a few months ago from a one-night stand. He has decided to settle down with the girl to take care of the baby. The girl also has a 12-year-old son. They have both moved in with my dad. My dad has a 2-bedroom apartment. One room is his and the other is my older brother's room plus his girlfriend's. So when everyone visits my dad, he has a triple bunk bed set up. Him visiting from college and currently sleep on the couch. I go under the covers before I sleep to sorts get a break from a clustered apartment, and most of the time my family thinks him sleeping, which is nice since they leave me alone. The other night the baby mom's kid and my sister watched a movie in the living room till late night when I was sleeping. My dad woke up to them sleeping together but didn't think much of it and told my sister to get up and go to her bed, and then left for work. Then tonight while under the covers I hear the kid and my sister talking about the night. Goes as follows: Sister, my dad wasn't mad, he just told me to go to my bed. Kid, your dad doesn't know we're dating, right? Sister, no he doesn't. Thankfully he didn't see me with only my underwear on and no pants, then he might have been. Kid, I forgot to wake you up after, so he didn't catch us. At this point I'm pretty concerned, and don't think I'm being a overprotective brother. I'm just looking for advice on how to approach this. People underestimate the level of sexuality the kids have these days. A 12 years / oh boy already sleeping with stepsister or having that much liberty of approaching at night is dangerous. God knows porn is out there and no one is an angel at that age. They are already dating, so why not do what adults do? You can do anything except be quiet or ignore the situation. If they're dating, they're kissing, and what will come next? She's your sister, I'd say, talk to her first, give her some advice. If she ignores you, then talk to your father. But you have to do something. I think you need to just tell your dad what you heard. You can say that you don't know what all they meant, but this is what was said. Your dad and his partner are going to have to help their kids understand appropriate behavior and set appropriate boundaries. Please interfere and say something to them or your dad. When I was younger, one of my friends always wanted to play the sex game, and honestly this sounds something similar. Genuinely fucked me up for life, even though I didn't understand the problem at the time. For the sake of both of their mental health, step in before it goes too far. This is way above our pay grade. Go to your parent. It isn't unusual for kids to be curious, but just being in underwear is going too far. This is also the age for kids to start having crushes, so having an unrelated person in the house, it's not surprising as they're young enough they don't really understand the grossness of the situation. It's like if a classmate suddenly started living with them. Nowadays we don't know what dating means. It could be just holding hands for them, or it could go farther. We simply don't know enough about them as people. This has to be nipped in the bud right away. Tell your parents ASAP. If you can, try to eliminate the opportunities that they have to be together alone as well. Quadriplegic M23, tired of being alone and tired of being so dependent on others. I broke my neck a few weeks after I graduated high school. I was about to go off to college and finally leave my home and family. I instead ended up being hospitalized for 3 months, relearning how to live as a severely handicapped kid. The funny thing is, the second I felt my neck snap, I knew my life was over. When I woke up in the hospital, I didn't even so much as cry. I was pretty hyper aware of my situation when I woke. I wasn't in any sort of denial, I knew what my life would be like. And funny enough, I was right. Simple everyday things we do without thinking suddenly were difficult tasks. I can't walk. I can't use my hands much. I can't do any of the things I'm used to / want to do. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had sex. I've never even kissed a girl, and now how am I even going to get a girlfriend when I can't even take care of menial everyday tasks? It really hurts my heart knowing I'm never going to get married, have kids, or even just knowing that my feelings could even be reciprocated by a girl. All I've ever wanted was for someone to feel the same way I feel about them. I'm so sick of just being alive. I'm stuck in between my parents fighting and their passive-aggressive BS, and I know I'm for sure not helping. I'm sick of being sick all the time and having very bad pain all over my body every single day. Medicine doesn't help. Sometimes it hurts so bad I can't even get out of bed. How am I supposed to get a job when doing nothing all day already exhausts me? I'm just so done. And no, I don't want to see a therapist. It won't change my problems. TDLR, I'm sick of being handicapped and alone. And no, I don't want to see a therapist. It won't change my problems. No, it won't. But it will change your ability to deal with your problems in constructive ways. And this will improve your life. The moment you are catastrophizing and predicting worst case scenarios for everything, that's not healthy or helpful. What happened to you sucks. Your life is horrible right now. But we only get one life. This is what you've got. You need to learn how to make it as good as you can with the hand you've been dealt. It could get way better than it is. It's your job to find the people who will help you make that happen. Hey mate, can I give you the Facebook details of a mate of mine who is also a quadriplegic from his early 20s, is currently studying at school. He could give you some great personal advice. You should look up Shane Burkow. He has some form of muscular atrophy, I believe, and his YouTube channel, Squirmy and Grubs, might change the way you look at relationships as a disabled person. Quadriplegia doesn't have to mean you're a shut-in. I'm a college physics professor and both I and a number of my colleagues have had quadriplegic students. Heck, they even perform labs by working with their group members, or having an assistant. Plus look at Stephen Hawking, who not only had an active professional career, but had 2 wives, and there's even some evidence he cheated on his first wife with the woman who would become the second. Have you gotten the chance to talk with a counselor/therapist yet? Yeah, your life isn't roses and flowers, but it's still life, and they can help you come to terms with living it. My coworker, 17M, is homeless and I, 24F, don't know what to do. My coworker got kicked out of his house after a dispute with his mother. He apparently has been homeless for over a week, but I had no idea this was going on because of his usual goofy-ass demeanor at work. After he said he didn't know where he would sleep tonight, I immediately told him to come stay in the extra bedroom of my place that I share with my boyfriend. He was also kicked out of his home at the age of 15 and took care of himself since then. So he is completely understanding and sympathetic to the situation. I just don't know where to go from here. I feel weird having a teenager in my home that isn't related to me. I am stuck in a state of anxiety and sadness for what will happen to him, but I also don't want to feel responsible for him. I just don't know what to do now. Edit. So I've compiled lots of good information and resources thanks to those who offered it. I've got a list of services I'm going to get him to contact so that people who actually know how to help him can put him on the right path. I'm going to sit him down today to go over them and help him do some applications/appointments. Again, thank you everyone who came here with some solid advice and the proper resources. Not sure which state or area you're in, but there are services for transitional aged youth. Where I'm located, there is a specific agency that would be able to provide services and temporary shelter, as well as get him connected to financial services and medical coverage. I'd research what services are in your area. Okay, so a few thoughts here. 1. He is a minor. Some states have stricter laws than others. For example, in Utah, you could get in serious trouble for this, even if he's technically kicked out. My suggestion to you would be that if he is welcome, let him know that you will do what you can to help him, but you absolutely need to protect yourself legally depending on how wacko his parents may be. Depending on his age, he may be turning 18 soon, or you may be able to get him to file for emancipation. I'd suggest the latter. That process on a minimum takes 2 months, and parents have to have a 3 weeks notice. 2. You and him need to contact a local homeless youth group, social services, etc. and just run through stuff with them, to once again make sure it's all good. This could also help him out with things like resources, etc. They can also find better placement for him. 3. I know the kid seems nice, but run a background check. You don't know why he got kicked out, and it doesn't sound like you know him too well. Just search the public record and see if he's committed a crime within the past year or so. Kids at that age are often tried as adults. 4. Set some serious ground rules if he's going to continue living there. Make sure he knows those rules. Additionally, set up a plan or something. The goal is to get him back on his feet, not be his new mommy. These are all very good points. Thank you. Don't make it a parent/family living situation but a tenant situation. Set house rules. Let him pay a few $100s a month so he is helping out, but it can give him a few months to save up and move out on his own. He would be responsible for his own food, groceries, etc. Not sure what his situation is like at home, but if he lived for a week outside it must be really bad. I wouldn't suggest making him go back home or even calling CPS cause those situations are horrible. Seems like he has a job now that is stable, and with a little help from you he can get his feet on the ground. I'm not trying to move him into my home. The second bedroom is mine because my BF is annoying as fuck to sleep next to, and he wakes up at 4:30 AM for work, whereas I usually go to bed around 1 to 2 AM. I'm just trying to give him somewhere to sleep until I can make him figure out an actual game plan, but I am unsure what advice, information, or tools to guide him towards. My hope is that he can eventually get through to his dad because he is technically his legal guardian over the mother. You did a good thing for the guy, but he needs to understand that this is a temporary fix and he needs to get himself back on his feet in a reasonable time frame. Set some kind of deadline for him to get his own place and get out, 1 week, month, etc. But do not make this an indefinite thing or will probably start to hurt your relationship with your BF as well. That is a good point. I do want to help him, but I'm also not trying to enable him in avoiding a problem. I've never had to deal with a situation like this before, so I don't know what will make it better or worse. My boyfriend lived with his best friend and his mom until he was 18, so he was super chill about it and said he could stay as long as he needs, but I don't think he's viewing this from an objective perspective. His best friend's mother loved him like a son and still does to this day. I just don't know what a realistic time limit is, and I don't think my BF does either.